All right, so new construction home sales are literally crashing in the GTA right now via this article. So, Toronto area new home sales frozen with condo deals falling 91% below the 10-year average. So, the Toronto area new homes market was practically frozen with inaction as sales remained low in October, with the condo sector particularly hit hard. But conditions are finally right for a comeback, according to data researcher for the building industry. Condo apartments, which include low, medium, high-rise buildings, as well as condo townhouses and lofts, accounted for 210 units sold in October, down a staggering 84% from last year and 91% below the 10-year average, according to the Building Industry Report and Land Development Association. Condo prices dropped 1.6% year over year. The GTA new home market remained practically frozen with inaction in October 2024, Edward Jag, research manager with Altus Group. However, conditions are starting to align with inflation in check, resale activity surging, interest rates falling, upcoming changes to mortgage rules, all pointing to buyers jumping back in the new home market in the coming months. Now, I actually have one of my buddies out in Toronto, and he can confirm that the resale market actually is seeing an uptick in activity. He has a bunch of buyers who are looking to buy homes in Toronto right now, condos particularly. The problem that he's having is there's 2,000 listings and 15 good condo units. So you have a whole bunch of condos that are the inventory nobody really wants. And then the inventory that people actually want is selling in multiple offers pretty much right away. So that is happening. And typically, if you want to see a rebound in the new construction market or the presale market, you're going to have to see resale come up and close the delta between the prices of presale and resale before the presale market starts taking off. So, recent data, depending on who you are, indicates buyers are entering the market again after a sluggish 2023 now that the Bank of Canada has had 4 consecutive rate cuts, boosting home resales. It could bring buyers back into the new home space. However, the bond market has been rallying recently, and it looks like we may have seen a short-term bottom in the bond market. Variable rates probably will continue to come down, however, maybe slower than what we initially anticipated. So I don't see interest rates being much lower come spring, but possibly by summer. New home sales for single-family homes performed better than condos, with 555 single-family home sales in October, unchanged from October 2023, and 45% below the 10-year average. Single-family homes include detached, semi-detached, and freehold townhomes. Prices dropped for single-family homes by nearly 5% last year. Total new home inventory increased slightly in October compared to the previous month. The inventory level, the time it would take to sell inventory on the market based on current demand, is 14.4 months, up from 13.8 months in September, and a healthy market is around 9 to 12 months. So, substantially in a buyer's market. High interest rates and costs have resulted in weaker buyer demand, which is hampering future supply. Housing starts are the housing supply of tomorrow, the report said, and the longer that sales remain low, the more it is anticipated that available housing supply in 27 to 2029 time period will suffer. With limited supply in the next few years, there will be increased competition, putting upward pressure on prices as demand outstrips supply. As the real estate market continues to recover, Build says builders in the GTA are grappling with rising construction costs, escalating government fees, taxes, and charges, making it increasingly difficult to deliver new home prices at a cost the market can afford, said Justin Sherwood. Only by getting the cost to build under control can we restart development and ensure a sustainable housing supply that meets market demand. So, yes, basically what's happening, I'm going to show you guys another chart right here, actually. So I know this is hard to see, but this is the scheduled housing completions for the GTA looking out into 2028. And as you can see, we had a lot of housing completions scheduled for 2024, even more for next year. So short term, I think there's going to be more pain in that Toronto condo market. But as we get into 2026, 27, and then 28, we basically have 20% of the housing completion scheduled as we do in 2024. Now, keep in mind, these are scheduled housing completions. So a lot of these may not even happen because you may have more developers file for receivership or just outright go bankrupt. And, I would guess that probably not all of those are going to happen. And the thing about this is, as we get into next year and 2026, this is likely going to, or not likely, this is 100% going to increase unemployment in the construction industry as these workers are finishing projects that launched in 2020, 2021, 2022. As they finish there, there's going to be no new ones to have to go to next. And then those workers are going to go find employment somewhere else, which also may not be there, right? Like I remember back in 2008, my older brother, he's a red seal bricklayer, exactly that happened. He finished up his job. He had to go find another job and there was nothing there. So he had to go take a job at Rona and, be one of the guys that's like, oh yeah, you're looking for this. It's in aisle 13 or whatever, which obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but obviously very overqualified to be doing that job. So in the short term, via the housing completion scheduled and the unemployment that's going to happen in the construction industry, I think we got another 12 months of pain, possibly 24 months of pain in the Toronto condo market. But again, the situation looks very, very bleak for supply as we look into 2027, 2028, 2029. And then of course, by the time we get out there, we're probably going to have a pretty big imbalance between demand and supply. And, this is why the housing market moves in cycles, right? Because prices go down, builders can't make sense to launch projects. And then 3-4 years out, there's no supply there to compensate for the new amount of people that need houses, right? Whether they immigrate here or they're in high school and they grow up and they need to rent somewhere or move into a home. This is what happens. This is why the market moves in cycles. Obviously, I'm not a Toronto realtor, but it's pretty freaking insane to see new home sales down 91%. 91% from the 10-year average. Like that is absolutely mind blasting. And I just want to quickly talk about interest rates for a sec, because obviously I've been pretty outspoken about the fact that I think interest rates are probably going to go below the neutral rate, which is, what they're telling us is 2.5%, right? And now obviously it looks like the 50 basis point cut that was supposed to happen in December is probably going to be 25 basis points cut, with the bond market rallying and inflation kind of, bouncing back up in October. My opinion stays the same. When they're going to do it, who knows, right? The timing, I'm making predictions in the most uncertain economy that we've probably ever seen. And I'm a realtor in the Fraser Valley, right? So please understand that this is for entertainment purposes. My opinion stays the same. And the reason why is that, yes, Bank of Canada is probably going to slow the rate at which they're cutting rates. They may even try to hold the rates. But at the end of the day, I still think something is going to happen. And, if they hold rates, they risk a financial meltdown. If they cut rates, they risk inflation coming back. The government has shown us time and time again, both the US and Canada, that in that scenario, they choose inflation. Every single time they choose inflation, right? That is why home prices in Canada are so high, because we continuously just keep choosing inflation. Anytime there's a problem, inflation. Housing crash, inflation. This happens, inflation. Inflation is always the answer, right? They just print money and they inflate away the currency, right? So I don't think anytime this is going to be different. I don't think this time is going to be different at all. I think it's going to be the exact same story. I think they're going to try to keep rates as high as they can for as long as they can. And then they're going to have to do all of the cutting and all of the inflation all at the exact same time. So we'll see what happens, but that's where I stand. I have a newsletter where I send out market insights and basically this video in a text-based format, as well as deals of the week. If you want access to that, click the link down below. I'm that Agent Kelly, and I'm making moves to move you.